Welcome my dear students. Students, this is the video which is a continuation of the previous one. In the previous video, second part of the switching technique. In the first part, we have discussed the circuit switching, interspace and ARPANET. So now let's discuss that what is packet switching and message switching. So we have already done this thing that switching is a kind of a process to send the packets, to send the data from one source to one destination. Now, what is packet switching? Here it is saying that packet switching is a connectionless network switching technique. That means there is no defined or predefined circuit which my data has to follow. My data, my message will be divided into certain packets, into certain small forms, and then it will be sent across the transmission media. For this, my message is divided into number of units called packets, and each individual packet is routed from source to destination. So there is no need to establish a dedicated circuit for communication. The important part here it is that each packet is divided again into two parts, that is header and a payload. Header contains the address of the destination, that where it has to go, and your payload contains the actual data. So if I divide my message into 4 packets, so obviously each packet has 4 different headers and 4 different payloads. So the packet of the message are not routed via the same path. It is not mandatory that my packet will go in serial order. It can reach the fourth packet can reach at the first position, but it is the responsibility of the destination computer to rearrange all those packets. So it is an example. You can see the diagrammatic representation of the packet switching here. Now, the important part is the types of packet switching. There are two types of packet switching. One is a datagram switching and another one is a virtual circuit switching. Datagram switching is nothing but a packet switching in which my data is divided into small packets. And virtual circuit is that means we will define a kind of a virtual circuit which is not actually the original one, and my packets will follow those virtual circuits. So here is a differentiation between two different types. One is connectionless and one is connection oriented. So the first part, again the datagram switching, I'm again telling you the datagram switching is nothing but a packet switching. So there is no need of resources or no dedicated path is required for such kind of transmission. Whereas in a virtual circuit, because we need to set a kind of a virtual circuit, so we must require some resources like CPU, bandwidth, buffers to send my data. So every packet is free to choose any path because it's a connectionless. Datagram switching is a connectionless, but here all the packets follow the same path. Here the order of the sending and the receiving may differ, but in the connection oriented or a virtual circuit, the order is always same. That means if my packet 1 will travel in the beginning, so it will reach first in the destination. The first one is not reliable and the second one is reliable. So these are the two important types of packet switching. So now we have advantages of a packet switching. Delay in the delivery of packet is less. Obviously in the packet switching, our packets are not lost, or it will go to the destination as soon as the connection is available. Switching devices do not require any massive storage, and it's not like that we need to store some message and then forward it. It will be it can be sent as soon as the next circuit or the next path is free. Data delivery can continue even if some parts of the network phases may fail. Suppose my one path is failed, but I can send the data through another path. It allows simultaneous use of the same channel by multiple users. Yes, बहुत सारे users, multiple users can share the same path. It ensures the better bandwidth usage as the number of packets from multiple sources can be transferred via the same link. So that means the bandwidth required is same all the time, but it can be shared. So it is the advantages of the packet switching. Then we have a disadvantage of the packet switching. It is unsuitable for high quality voice calls, because if my packet is lost somewhere in the path, so that will not help. So it is not suitable for high quality voice call. It requires high installation cost, and it requires complex protocols, and it may introduce a kind of errors in the packet. So let's do now message switching. Message switching is nothing but a kind of, I must say this thing, that it is store and forward network. It is also known as a store and forward network. That means my complete message will be stored at one switching office, and then it will be transmitted as a whole. As a whole, it will be transmitted. It is not like that it will be divided, but yes, it will be stored completely at one destination, at one source, and then it will be sent. So it is a connectionless networking switching technique where entire message is routed from source to destination node one hop at a time. For example, I want to send data from one source to one destination, and in between there are three switching offices. So my message will go to the first switching office first of time, then it will go to the second, and then it goes to the third one. So it is like that it will go one hop at a time. In the switching node, the incoming message is not discarded if the required outgoing circuit is busy. Instead, it will be stored in the queue. It is not like that. This technique will not discard your message, but it will store and then forward it. So these are some examples of, you can see that what is message switching. Now advantages of message switching. Sharing of the communication channels ensure better bandwidth usage. My bandwidth is completely shared among all the channels. It reduces network congestion, and broadcasting message require much less bandwidth than circuit switching. Message of unlimited sizes can be sent, and it does not have to deal with out of packet or lost packet in packet switching. So these are now disadvantages of the message switching. Obviously it is a store and a forward method, so that's why it requires a large storage capacity at each switching office, and it might introduce the delay at each switching node, so it is not suitable for the real time applications. So these all are the this is all about your message switching and packet switching. I hope you understand the concept well. Thank you.